Yay, hooray. Welcome, welcome to the Healing Circle. Another round. Oh, there we go. How about that? That works even better. Hey, welcome. Always good to turn on my sound. Welcome. We're back for another round of amazing healings. The healings just never stop. It's been so fun. Let's go ahead and get started. We're just going to trust that's going to work. Casting a circle of light, specifying that only Source, Creator, God, and my healing team and the support teams as needed be present for tonight's healing circle. Teaching, using the teachings of the guides. And tonight we are looking at the book Resurrection, which is book 1 of the Manifestation Trilogy. And we're looking at day 26. And, you know, for me, there's a lot here around seeing obstacles as opportunities to grow, and places where we get to heal more fear and move some of the old instructions that we have been given and start like stepping into more of the new instructions, which hopefully are written a whole lot better. So it's going to be a fun evening. There's a lot of healings available to us. And let's see, we have the full moon on Friday, and so it's all perfect. We're just going to keep taking it all up in frequency. So may it be with the blessings of Source, that we continue to remember that we are simply having an experience here in this incarnation. You know, as the guides say, that all of these obstacles are opportunities for growth, that we are here learning to trust our higher selves, learning to trust each other, remembering that love is the only truth. With that, we say amen and aho. So, yeah, it's been a doozy of 2 weeks for me. I can't say there's like anything particular. If you have something going on, feel free to put it in the chat. I'm happy to help you with it. But you know, a lot of what has been showing up for me has been around this idea of remembering that everything is happening for my benefit. And, you know, sometimes I need to just sit and be with whatever is showing up and trusting how it shows up. It seems like nearly every weekend I have a list of things to do, and I spend most of my time sitting on the sofa going, wow, what the heck was all this? So whatever it is that shows up for you, however it shows up, feel free to put it in the chat. Oh my God, help. I need help with my stomach. I need help with my nervous system. I need help with my eyes. That's my list. But whatever yours is, feel free to put it in the chat. So I love the way day 26 starts out. When something stands in your way, when you have a perceived obstacle in your path, you have an opportunity to grow. How many of us forget that on a regular basis? Like we go into some kind of, this isn't an opportunity to grow. This is, you know, somebody trying to get even with me, and I should get really pissed off, and this is just aggravating, and you just keep going. They continue saying there is nothing stopping any of you really except what you believe to be. wow, how true that is. If you see that you don't have enough information or you don't have the resources or something isn't right, it doesn't matter what anybody else tells you. You can't see beyond your own obstacles. And it's one of the reasons why they're like the choice to align to the monad in the realization of who and what you really are calls to you those things that you must understand and move beyond. Yes. Okay. All right. I'll do it. Okay. I'll do it. Hi, Judy. Hey, Jill. Almost forgot to hop on until the downloads were coming in. I know, right? You're sitting around going, hey, what's going on? Oh, wait. Here's the healing opportunity. The healing circle is happening. So, yeah, no doubt about it. There is lots of healing opportunities for us. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to start with inviting into the circle from an energetic perspective those that you are most challenged by, and whatever that challenge looks like. Who are you most challenged by, and whatever that challenge looks like. And when I put that in, I was like, it actually is in parentheses. It may not be who you think it is. So, who do you judge the most? Are you at the top of that list? Is your partner somewhere at the top of that list? Those are mine. I was like, oh, it's me. I'm going to invite myself in because I definitely judge myself a lot. And then right behind me is my husband. What are you doing? Why are you doing it that way? Like all day long, just in case I wasn't clear that I had a lot of those ideas, they have shown up a lot. So we are going to give them healings as well. Source is on that for sure. Giving healings to those who you are most challenged by. And not because there's anything wrong with them, right? Or that there's anything wrong with you, but simply because it is an opportunity for us to remember an opportunity for us to remember that there really is no challenge and there really is no problem. And yes, Jill, thank you for quoting that right. It's me. I'm the problem you see, right? Isn't that Taylor Swift or something like that? You never know we owned a music star by my wisdom and all of that. So we're giving everybody healings on the places where you are the only one stopping you from getting over your obstacles. We have these beliefs, and a lot of them are showing up for me around everybody. It's like, here's my belief, here's my belief, here's my belief. And you're like, I'm ready to surrender more of those beliefs. I'm ready to let go of more of those ideas that this is how it has to go. This is how we load the dishwasher. This is how I get ready in the morning. This is how this thing is going to go, right? And we start going, it has to look like this. And the more we can move those ideas, those frames, those pictures, those ideas of how it's supposed to be, the more we can go like, oh, okay, let's just allow it to unfold. So if you have a favorite part in this particular text, you can feel free to put it in the chat. You can raise your hand if you want to share it. I have been so in love with these texts, but I love this analogy here on page 248. That they say, now when a community is in change, a group, a system is in change, you are all encountering perhaps a singular event through an individual identity. Is that not what we're doing? In other words, when the church is on fire, those singing the hymns upstairs are having a rather different experience than those downstairs. And the pastor is having a different experience than the one who lit the match. I love this. It's like, yes, the more we can understand that we can all look at a singular event. The church is on fire, but the choir is having a different experience than the pastor is, than the teacher in the school off to the side, than the person who lit the match. Everybody's having a different experience. You all are experiencing singular things in different ways and contributing to what you see in your unique fashion. When you lift to the upper room, the identity that begins to perceive is so very different than what you were taught to be that it takes time to grow comfortable with the new view. And all of us who think like, oh, this is really easy. I'm just going to lift to the upper room and everything is peachy keen. It takes us time. The self that is seeing things in fear is still present and unlearning. Brilliant word, brilliant, brilliant, unlearning. Let's all unlearn some things, huh? The true self that knows she is safe is having a different experience. How many of you have had the experience of feeling like your higher self is just kicking back on, okay, well, let's see what she does. I have it all the time. Okay, I know you got a nice comfy lounge chair over there and you're just amused by what I'm experiencing. Could be true. And as you coalesce or move into a higher accord, the dissonant notes are released. The things that have triggered you. Oh my God, it's smoke. Oh my God. Did you see that flame? Oh my God, what about this? What about that, right? And as we lift to the upper room, those things start to drift away. They start to be released. It's about claiming the divine where the darkness has been held. It's about knowing the action of God, and knowing means realization where it has been ignored. It's about re-knowing what was put in darkness as worthy of the light to transform your own individual experience and contribute to the collective availability to perceive the world anew. All right. Who here has a little unworthiness about knowing that you're safe, has a little bit of an unworthiness about being worthy of the light? Who here has a little unworthiness about being of the light? Yeah, right, man. Me too, right? It's part of being here on planet Earth. Lots and lots of unworthiness. We don't even have to talk about the stuff we brought in with us from previous lifetimes. We can stay right here in this lifetime. And we can look at hundreds of different ways that we have felt unworthy. I always like the really simple ones, like magazines. All of us are old enough to remember magazines where you would flip through and be like, oh my gosh, these people are so beautiful and they have all the right clothes and they're wearing the right shoes. Do they ever have a day when they don't look good? There's some unworthiness there, right? Or being the last one picked for dodgeball or whatever that game happened to be at that time. But we right now are working on that unworthiness. So if you'd like, feel free to point to a place or ask your higher self where you are holding on to a big chunk of unworthiness that you're like, yes, I want to move that now. Not that there isn't more, but just, yes, I'm ready to move this and be like free of that. Mine is in my throat. Ooh, yeah. And my healing team is on it for everybody. All right, Becky, let's look. Becky. You have a lot in your third eye. Your higher self is going, third eye. You are above your head, Jill. Dream space, great place. Yep. Annalie, yours is out in your field, right in front of your face. That's the one your higher self is showing you. Terry, let's move more valences, more bags for everybody. I love that, Terry. You are literally like, you could be an awesome Christmas present just dropped in a bag with this big tie up on top of your head. So yes, we're going to move more valences, more masks, more bags over our heads, more places where, all of us are kind of going, yo, I'm here, I'm under here. Do you see me? Can you see me? And then Terry, once we move this, feel free to see if you can get that unworthiness piece. And we're going to work on everybody's sternums because it's a big place for us. Like, we want to constantly work on our sternums. This is the place where our love comes from. This is our love space. So working on those. Judy, yep. Your left hip. Yeah, and it's like the whole hip, like the whole piece there. So that's a good find. Woohoo! Nobody needs any of this that we're finding. We get to move more of it. Hip, hip, hooray. We're also working tonight on unconsciousness, just as a general thing. Let's just go through and keep moving more unconsciousness. They're talking about the landscape and being able to perceive the landscape, being conscious of it. And so we're going to keep working on unconsciousness. Awakening coming in for all of us. That awakening frequency is that bright yellow, and it's just like, coming in crystals. When I first started teaching mastery, I used to talk about like it was raining, and then the woman cat that I worked with was like, yeah, it's kind of like pee. I was like, oh, don't ever say that again. Terry, you've got a collar on. Actually, Terry, that looks like a lot of torture pictures, like, because for me, it looks even more intense, like you're bolted to the wall. You can't move, you can't do anything. And it's almost like you would be sitting here going, yo, Bonnie, I'd love to participate, but I can't move. I can't do anything. So let's move more torture, pain, and punishment pictures for all of us, however those show up. If you have an awareness of something that has happened, or if you just have a glimpse of something, remembering that you do not need to go down the rabbit hole to look at all of that in order to heal it. It's one of the most beautiful things I love about healing alchemy is that you do not need to like go look at it all, take it out, examine it. You know, we talk about in the mastery class that I teach, we talk about you don't have to go through the trash. You pick up the trash bag, tie it all off, heal it all, take it out to the curb. You don't have to look at it again. Doesn't matter what's in there. It's been healed. You can just keep trusting. Yeah, Terry, I think we'll look at that in just a couple minutes. I think there's more underneath there that we can go after. So we'll see how it shows up. If we move the torture pictures, the punishment, all of that stuff, who knows what awesome things we'll find underneath there. Okay. So at the top of page 249, they talk about the landscape. It was a little odd for me. I don't know if you all read this, that they were like, we're actually speaking to the weather. And I'm like, wait, we were just talking about landscapes. Why are we talking about the weather? And then in some ways, because what you know of as weather has been so deeply subjected to the ruination of this planet by some, that your contribution to the healing of this plane is part of the alignment to the upper room. And I was like, not very often I feel like things are kind of random, but I felt like that one was kind of random. But when we speak of landscape, we also speak to consciousness, how anything is held, how anything can be lifted and perceived anew. So feel free to ask for a healing on something that you keep going unconscious to. So this is a really minor one because I can go unconscious to a lot of things. I go unconscious to drinking water, and sometimes I have issues because I'm not drinking enough water. And so I have done all sorts of things in the last couple years. I have bought more than one cup. So I know I have to drink one whole blue cup and one whole orange cup, and then I will have gotten at least 60 ounces of water. I have spent money on a thermos that actually would light up every 15 minutes if you didn't take a drink. That worked for a short period of time. I have tried drinking out of water bottles, big water bottles, having a gallon jug of water and pouring from there. And every night at the end of the night, I should have at least 60 ounces of water, like crazy stuff. And then I read this and I was like, okay, heal the places where I go unconscious to drinking water. And in the last couple days, I've been drinking more. If only I knew that this healing stuff worked. So, what do you go unconscious to? What would you like to just heal? Like, okay, I know I go unconscious to this particular habit. I want to heal wherever that is. And let's work on that. Not that it's going to magically go away. Jill, same here. Tried drinking out of pretty water bottles. Still didn't work. Yeah. We'll heal it. Okay. Healings for everybody on whatever their thing is about what they specifically go unconscious to. You know, I mean, you might go unconscious to where you are not thoughtful towards a particular person. You might go I mean, there's just so many things. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It can just be a thing. A thing that we are working on. Where you go unconscious. And then, you know, okay, so where do I go unconscious about water? It's actually this my right temporal lobe. I have to stop and think for a second. This is the right temporal lobe. And so we're going to give that a healing. Wherever it is, not needed. So at the bottom of page 249, they talk about, in times of change, we invite you to look to the ones beside you as allies in support of a regrouping for the benefit of all. To the extent that you believe your neighbor to be your enemy, you bifurcate, you polarize, and you claim separation, which is the fear that you all have known yourselves through. I read this, and actually, was that this weekend? Sometime recently. We actually went over to our neighbor's house and we sat and we chatted with them for a while. It's more than we've done in the 10 years we've lived here. We've had 4 different neighbors. And they invited us to a party on Memorial Day. You know, let's get to know our neighbors. I've literally lived in this community 10 years and I know a few of them by name. So, well, I don't like my neighbors, you may say. I don't want to be friends with the one next door. Well, when a great wave comes, you are all impacted by it. And if you don't put your differences aside, you will be fighting your neighbor for resources when in fact there is more to be shared when you move to collective action. That inspires me. So, here's our next healing. Where do you go into fear when they talk about the collective, when they talk about a big change is coming? Where do you go into fear around a big change? Changes can be really challenging for all of us, right? All of us can be really challenged by change. As much as we're like, we really like, no problem, gentlemen. We really like our comfort. And then we're like, well, I'd really like to have something new, but I don't know. This is fine. This chair will work. It'll, be okay. Where is it that you are not comfortable with change? And they literally do talk about the polarization of people, of identities, of politics, of religions, of finances. You understand each other through the name tags you've chosen and the identities that those things claim. She is the Muslim, he is the Jew. She is the wise woman, he must be the fool. You play these games of identity at the cost of collective agreement. All humanity is one species. And in fact, the species itself in rearticulation is about to receive an enormous gift. An enormous gift. They say it in the book, and yes, this book was written a little while ago, but we are getting gifts of awareness. So, the question is, where do you have some lenses that are restricting your view? Where do you have some lenses that are restricting your view? Frontal lobe, perfect. Mine is in my amygdala and my pituitary gland. Jill's is in her third eye and her physical eyes. These are like, these lenses, they're really fascinating to me. Over the last 2 weeks, Care has done a gratitude ceremony. She does them every Thursday from noon to 3, 4 or so o'clock in the afternoon. And the last 2 have been part 1 and part 2 of Seeing True. And a lot of people were really excited about attending this, like participating, because one of them was live and there's always remotes available. The other one was just a remote. And people were like, oh, yes, I get to work on my clairvoyance. I just want to be more clairvoyant. And I was kind of like, yeah, I want to be more clairvoyant, but gosh, there must be something more to this. Here's my experience on seeing true. And I'm starting to see where seeing true shows up in the different texts. Seeing true is about cleaning or clearing those lenses we have about a lot of different things. It is not necessarily just being able to see psychically. It's also about like removing the lenses to how some people speak. So, I had a response letter come back from my senator for something I sent them a message for. And as I started to read it, it was almost like certain sentences were highlighted, like, that's a viewpoint, that isn't a fact. Totally okay, but it's just having clarity that something is a point of view rather than a fact, because it gets presented as a fact. When it's a point of view, that's a whole different thing. And so we want to continually upgrade our lenses and clear the lenses of our views and how we're seeing, because we want to see as true as possible. To just, have clarity in each thing we look at. When you're talking to somebody and they're kind of talking in circles and you're like not confused and upset by it, you're just very clear. Oh, they're talking in circles. Here's the question I need to ask to get them out of their circle so that I can understand. So all of these are awesome healings for us. They actually talk about on page 251, pretty much right smack dab in the middle of the page, that how you perceive everything and anything informs the structure of the thing seen. So this book, how I see this book, informs the structure of the book. Now, this probably isn't my best example because all of these books are overlaid with healing alchemy, and so I can't affect the structure of this book, but lots of other things, right? How we see things is how they get informed, and they go on to talk about. You didn't make the tax system or the medical system. You didn't create religious doctrine, but each of you are informed by their experience, by their existence, and by your experience of them. So whatever your experience is with taxes, the person who has always had a joy-filled, beautiful experience paying taxes will not have the same things to say as the person who every time they file their taxes gets audited, that has a problem, or it's never enough. Like, they just can't tell the same story. And which one is right? They're both right, because there is no one experience. Popping back over to the church on fire. The church is on fire. Everybody's having a different experience of what is going on. How you think of anything claims a thing in agreement or vibrational accord to you. Again, what you damn damns you back. What is blessed by you is blessed for you. I'm trying really hard to remember that. Bless, 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 bless. I'm trying it every morning when I wake up. You wake up and you come to awareness. If you're like me, you're like, okay, what day is it? What am I doing today? What was yesterday? What did I do? Like, it takes you a minute to figure out what day of the week it is, and then I start thinking about what I have to do that day. And I'm like, oh, let me bless all of it, whatever it is, even the most awful thing. Oh, I gotta go to the doctors and I have to have a colonoscopy. I'm not, just saying. But all of that, right? I'm gonna bless it, make it go as easy as possible. Bless it, bless it, bless it. My feet have not even hit the floor yet. And I want to keep practicing this because every time I bless something, it gets blessed back to me. Now, to agree to the world that seems to be in chaos is not confirming chaos. Hallelujah. Are all of you happy about that? If what you are agreeing to is radical change, productive potential, being realized through the movement of energy and the realignment of structures to a higher velocity. Hey, did you guys know that's what we're up to? We are transforming everything to a higher way of seeing. Some stuff, to be honest with you, I feel like we're tugging, we're pulling, we're like dragging it along, but that is what we're up to. We're up to everything being realigned, to being cleaned up and being re-seen and being re-known. Every time we do that, it's a great thing. So, healings for all of us where we're like, not me, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not that powerful enough. I can't do that. Reclamation coming in for all of us. Help us reclaim. Realization coming in for all of us. These are like little cubes of reclamation and reconciliation and transcendence. They're like little cubes, almost like dice without numbers. And so you can gather them up, you can put them wherever you want. You can trust, like if you're busy driving, trust that your higher self is on the process, gathering. All right. What I'd like you to do is look for a trash can of stuff that you are ready to take out. They tell us we are facing the refuse of your past choices. So, you can see if you've already got a trash can filled. You can also put the trash can in front of you and just dump a lot of stuff there. I'm done being angry for something that happened 10 years ago. I'm really ready to let go of that idea that I'm not creative enough, because my art teacher in 7th grade told me I wasn't creative, and I decided that must be true because they were an art teacher and they should know, blah, 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 into the trash can. Whatever it is you have that you're like, and I'm really done with walking around feeling responsible for what so-and-so did 5 years ago. Putting that into the trash can. They do tell us that a higher choice need not be a more moral choice, a more productive choice. We will never use the word better to describe choice, but by high we mean in alignment to a higher truth. So as you're looking at these things, throwing them in the trash can, this is about you aligning to a higher truth, the truth of who you really are. Oh, you mean that place where I keep thinking that I'm not I'm not creative. I know I said that already. I'm not, I can't inspire people. All right. No, 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 no. That's what I'm putting in my trash can. The idea that I can't inspire people. Because the higher truth is, of course, I inspire people, not because I am so amazing, because I'm word, divinity, and form. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to inspire people. We inspire each other. Each and every one of you that is here tonight inspires me in so many ways. You know, some of you inspire because you have tenacity. Some of you inspire because you speak well. Some of you have inspired a lot of people because you love with your whole heart. You are all in. Each and every one of us has the ability to inspire others. So if you don't think you do, feel free to throw that in the trash can. Let's keep cleaning up the trash that's in our throats. That makes us think that we're not enough. Over on page 253. Oh, thanks, Judy. Judy, you inspire me as well. And it's that place where, like, it's just so cool. Just so cool. Inspire. Yes. That's fabulous. Nuisance, bother, nagging. Into the trash. So as I was looking at that, I heard myself, which I've said at least twice today, why do you always do that? And that's probably pretty close to the expression I have too. And so I'm going to go ahead and put that into the trash. The idea you have of who you are is so transformed when you are no longer operating in fear that the sense of liberation you hold is not only contagious in a sense of being, but it is an actualization. Liberation, it's a frequency. Liberation coming in for all of us. I am free, I am free, I am free. I know that's freedom frequency. I got it. In other words, the one who becomes free of fear is liberating the one she encounters, and not through any action, but through alignment. Oh, y'all want to know my lesson for the week? Last week, this week, future weeks. Stay in my lane. That is my lesson for a while now. All I have to do is stay in my lane. I do not have to step over into your lane and help you out and tell you what to do and manage you. I can actually stay in my lane, and I'm in alignment, and you align automatically. Did you know that if you are in a room with 15 clocks that are pendulum clocks that are all going back and forth ticking at a different time, that within a short period of time, they will line up and they will all start going back and forth in the same time. It's alignment. So if you stay in your lane and you stay in alignment, everybody else starts lining up next to you. And then we're all driving down the road, zooming down the road. Yeah, it's really cool. Now, because what is true is always true, and in the upper room you don't hold fear or choose from fear, you are witnessing others as they truly are, beyond the fear that they have known themselves in, beyond their politics, beyond their religions, beyond what they think they are through the cultural edicts they have been born into. Really? Is that freaking cool? Now, when you do this for another, you are reclaiming them. You are reknowing them. You're not forcing them to be other than they think they are. You are knowing them in love. I was out walking this afternoon and I heard that piece and I was like, I know that I have not done that completely. I'm swerving over into David's lane, blah, 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 swerving back into my lane, acting really cool, like I haven't done anything at all, swerving back over into David's lane, blah, 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 swerving back into my lane. All I have to do is sit there and just love, 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 love. Is it amazing? They tell us exactly what we need to do. Now, to know someone in love is not to judge them, but to agree to their essence, the true self or the monad that expresses as them. Paul sees the image of a woman weeping when she is gazed upon with love. Each of you know what it is, what it feels like to wish to be loved. Some of you know what it is to be loved, but most of you do not. I thought about that. I truly thought about that. Like, do I really know what it means to be loved? Like, yes, I have lots of people who love me, but somebody else loving me does not necessarily mean that I know myself as loved. Does that make sense? So it's really fascinating to be like, wow, I invite you to do this. Where are you holding on to some resistance to truly allowing yourself to be loved? Not by any particular person, just like you're holding on to this stuff. We don't have to label it. You're holding on to this stuff that just says, I can't be loved, I can't be loved, I can't be loved. And we're just inviting you to be like, okay, maybe a little. Maybe a little. You don't have to be like, oh, here I am. Yep. Wherever that is, you just go, okay, wow, that's pretty cool. Imagine that. I can transform a little more. The experience of being loved in the truest sense releases you from all that would be an obstacle to love. And as you embody at the level of love, where you may hold another in this field, you are a liberator, a game changer, an idealization made manifest. Oh. Yes. Gentle and sternum, that's a great place. Thank you for that whole body reminder. Where is it in you that you have some resistance? And you don't have to let go of all of it, but you might be like, okay, here, you can have 10%. I'll come back for the other 90% as I work through it. And then you start looking at that resistance. Is it fear? Is it pain? Is it unworthiness? Is it shame? Is there some anger there? So, for the fun of it, because we can, let's just work on the shame piece of it. Just that little bit of shame. We're going to work on that. Healing team, let's go through and work on shame wherever it shows up, however it shows up, whether it's in that particular spot of resistance or not. Let's just move more shame. Terry says it's in her jaws. Feels like teeth are clenched right now. Feels like anger. Yeah, I agree. We don't have to get it all. We just have to notice it. And maybe we just want to love it a little more. Like Terry, yours is in your jaw and you're just like, okay, thank you for showing me where it is. I'm just going to love on it for a while. I'm just going to send it lots of love. You might be working on this for a moon or two, right? Where you're just like, wow, I really love that I understand that this is hard for me. I really just send a lot of love to my jaw. Wow. I'm excited to see what might show up when some more of this releases. Gentlemen, you can do it with your sternum. You can do it with a different thing that shows up every time. That resistance to love. Mine was, when I looked at this, it was like a really big resistance, like, don't you even dare, is kind of how it showed up. And I was like, wow, where is that? A lot of it is in my throat. A lot of it is in my third eye, my amygdala, my sternum. So, it can be in a lot of places. We just go, okay, I love you. I love you. Any of those lenses that are over top of this resistance, we're going to work on those. And in this last few minutes before we give our gifts, we're going to go on a magic carpet ride. Because we're being lifted beyond the falsities, the denials, the thoughts. And this magic carpet ride is just pure fun, pure joy, pure magic. So feel free to look at what your magic carpet looks like as you step on the magic carpet and you go for a little ride. Now you might be really aware that you're like flying over the ocean. I live pretty close to the ocean. It's like 5 miles that way. So I could fly over the ocean pretty quickly. You might be like, oh, I just want to fly through the mountains. I just want to fly around wherever it is. But all of us are going on a magic carpet ride. Everybody's got their own magic carpet. So mine has a lot of that magic green in it, that bright green. But I'm also aware that there's a lot of that really dark blue there. The evanescence, evanescence is not a frequency that is here to the planet yet, but it's like little threads of it running around through it. There's also lots of that rose pink, the love frequency, and there's some joy. It's a pretty bright carpet. And it's just really cool. So you're just flying around, being lifted beyond the old ideas of how things had to be. Like, could you step into the idea that, like, wow, I don't have to hold on to any of the things my mother told me I was. I am getting rid of all the things that every teacher ever told me all through school that did not support me in knowing myself as Word. I don't know where the heck that came from, but I must really need it. While we're flying on our magic carpets and while we're moving these things, we are sending lots of love and clearer lenses to that person that you brought into the healing circle from an energetic standpoint. We're like cleaning up their lenses. Sending them lots of love, sending them loads of blessings, clearing more karma and agreements between the two of you. It's kind of like they're getting a little mini Wizard of Oz treatment. I see it, like the shoes are being brushed up. Over and over again, they tell us knowing someone in love is not judging them. It's just agreeing to who they are, agreeing to their essence. I love you just the way you are. Not always easy, but very effective. The idea of the word, the one note played that manifests as all things, made flesh, is confused for so many of you. But indeed, that is the teaching of resurrection. Resurrection frequency is the worthiness frequency. Resurrection, worthiness. And the realization of this from the upper room invites all of you to join. You cannot enjoin with those you judge from the upper room. You cannot align to those you fear from the upper room. What you do instead is love them as they are, beyond any other claim, and let them be lifted, reknown, and re-seen through this love. Love is the only truth. The gift to this teaching for some of you will be the realization of who you truly are, and you will begin to realize the truth in others as a result. The gift for others will be actualization, a manifestation of the monad as the energetic field that will allow you to serve as the doorway between the octaves. And we say this to each of you. You all have a right to be reknown, spoken into being anew, as you align to the true self who speaks the truth into being. You're magic. Magic, magic. As your carpet comes to a stop, watch your magic carpet be rolled up or twisted into a gift for you. I am watching my carpet be rolled up like I would roll up a regular old carpet, and it's going in this way and going straight down my midline. where it will continue to give me healings and support me in going up in frequency. The same is true of you. You may have your carpet is like rolling up around you. Some of these carpets, as I was watching them, they were like origami, and turning into like octagons and nonagons and stuff like that, and then going into different places in your body. It's a great reminder that the rules that we always think of, like you can't do that with a carpet. Carpets can't be folded like that. Do not apply here. They do not apply here. So you just keep trusting however it shows up. Now, just for the fun of it, I just want to share with you that I had magic carpet written down, but all of the rest of that was just truly information that dropped in as I was here. And I'm doing a little happy skippy dance inside going, oh my God, that was so freaking cool. Did you all see that? Oh my God, did you see that? So I just want to let you know. We just keep trusting how things show up, right? When your knowingness drops in, you go, okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So speaking of that, in 2 weeks, it is going to be the 11th of May. We're going to be back here, although I will be here tomorrow if anybody wants to drop in. Here's what happened to me. I had the word complicit drop in, and I've been like looking for all the places where I am complicit in mostly low frequency stuff. I try every once in a while to be like, oh yeah, I can be complicit in the love too. Let me remind myself that it's not all negative, it can be positive. So I got on my Kindle and I searched in every one of the I'm lying to you, 10 of the 13 books that Paul Selig has channeled. I went into each one of them on my Kindle and I searched for the word complicit. And I'm like, what am I doing? Am I going to be just talking about the word complicit? Like, what is the point of all this? So the fascinating thing is that there are many books where the word complicit is not used at all. I don't have the piece of paper in front of me, but there were at least 3 books that did not use the word complicit at all. And there were some that used a couple pages, couple words here and there. The Kingdom used them a lot, but the Book of Freedom had like 37 times that it used the word complicit. And so now I'm like, okay, so what's the point of that? So I go to one of them that they use and I start reading and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the next thing that we're going to be working on. So we are going to be working from the Book of Freedom next, and we're actually going to be on page 252 to 259. And before we go, I am going to read you the attunement that comes out of the page. It's really fascinating because they are actually talking about lies and how we lie and how we are taught to lie. It's just a little white lie. You know, you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. So it's going to be really cool. And we'll be talking about this on WhatsApp and we'll be talking about it on Facebook. But I wanted to let you know. Okay. Here we go. On this day, we choose to give permission for every lie that I have invested in, that we, the collective, have invested in, to be released from me in perfect ways. And through this agreement, I am guaranteed the circumstance and the support to align to the freedom of this in peace, in grace, and allowance of my true self in its perfected state to be known and responded to as who and what I am. I give permission to the life that I live to be my teacher. I give permission to the body I inhabit to be my teacher. I give my emotional self permission to be my teacher. I give my mind the permission to teach me as well. And as all aspects of me and my life are now complicit in this great act of courage and change, I say yes to the truth of my being made manifest in the highest octave I may now align to. I know who I am in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I am free. I am free. I am free. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fabulous. So I thank you all. I just love, love, love each and every one. Thank you, thank you, thank you for how you be. You are an amazing presence, simply as you are. Not that you're perfect, not that you always got it right, but just how you are. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. I will be doing the circle again tomorrow at 2. The video will be posted up. You can always watch it again. Join in the conversation on Facebook or on WhatsApp. It's going to be a fun one where we lie and where we need to heal those things. With that, I seal the field under the light of that one true source creator God, the one who is all the love, all the joy, and all the lies as well, because it's all of God. I thank my healing team, and I thank each and every one of you who shows up and says, yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of love and blessings to you. With that, I say amen and aho. Have a fabulous evening, everybody. Let me know if you need anything, any support. Happy to help. Talk to you soon.